Five things you should know from 103.9 The Fox, brought to you by Fick Landscape Supplies. As temperatures drop, don't find yourself in a thick and slippery situation. Fick Landscape Supplies now offers rock salt in bags or bulk, available for home or commercial snow removal. Keep your driveways and walkways clear this winter with Fick Landscape Supplies. Well, of course, it's 2K24 now, and the big highlight of the year may have already happened for somebody in or around Grand Blanc. A Powerball ticket sold at the Food Castle on East Grand Blanc Road won its holder an $842 million jackpot in Powerball. And if that winner chooses the one-time lump sum, they'll get a little over $425 million. University of Michigan celebrating a trip to the college football playoff championship game after beating Alabama 27-20 in overtime last night at the Rose Bowl. Wolverines going to take on Washington because in the other playoff game, the Sugar Bowl, the Huskies beat Texas 37-31. In Japan this morning, a passenger plane collided with a Japan Coast Guard aircraft and burst into flames on an airport runway. 379 people on that passenger plane got out safely before the plane was entirely engulfed in flames. 5 crew members on board the Coast Guard aircraft, though, were found dead. Search continuing this morning for a vehicle that reportedly struck a Bay County firefighter as he stopped to help a motorist along US 10 just before 2 a.m. yesterday along a stretch of roadway in Monitor Township. The victim, at last word, in stable condition. Pistons lost to the Houston Rockets 136-113 last night. Red Wings back in action tonight, skating in San Jose against the Sharks. And the temperatures rising to around 37. Winds out of the west-southwest at 11-15, gusting up to 25 miles per hour. Clouds return tonight. We'll settle in at right around the freezing mark of 32 overnight. Then tomorrow brings a chance of snow moving in by late afternoon. Just cloudy all day otherwise and 36. Thursday, a lot of sunshine, but a bit colder, only around 29. Right now it's 31 in Flint. In Saginaw also 31.
Classic Rock Authority.
103.9.
103.9.
The Fox. Yeah, New Michigan wage increase, minimum wage increase coming up is one of the new laws coming our way in 2024. We'll get to that, plus the gun laws that have changed, and a few other things in 2024 to expect in Michigan. One thing you can count on is the Foxhole Morning Show being with you throughout the year, playing some of the greatest classic rock to get your day started with the local news, weather, traffic, and everything else and sports that Hal Moss brings to the table, too. We're all here for you on 103.9 The Fox.
Yes, that's right, and that's who I am, Hal. And these are the Hal Raisers. Many of the viewers who will join us who are regulars of ours when we're on our live stream all over the planet. It's TikTok Tuesday today. Usually we're on Facebook on Mondays during days when it's Monday that's not a holiday like the last couple have been. And then Instagram Thursdays, Twitch, and Facebook on Fridays. Welcome to everybody who is now tuning in, like Leon and Curtis and User 177, etc. Rob Watson is here. Anita is here. Queen Country is here. Brandon Kingsley. Our friend Tina from New Jersey is here. She's one of our regulars. Live and local from the state of New Jersey, where they don't pump their own gas. Can you believe that? Still. Mac is here. Welcome to all of you. It's, as I say, Tuesday, the 2nd of January. You survived the new year, I trust. Otherwise, you would not be here chatting with us. This is a live morning radio show. And behind the scenes, we're kind of giving you an idea of what things look like here and chat with you during the music and the commercials, such as what's going on right now. Johnny Burke and Steph Barber are our hosts. Johnny's been away for a little over a week's vacation, so it's for him a mental Monday as he's back in for the first time in a while. And they're going to be talking about new laws in Michigan that are kicking in as of the start of this year, and I'll tell you about a couple of new laws in other states that are kicking in here in just a couple of minutes, but I want to get to a few other things first. First things first, we have, thank you, and Steve, good morning to you, a Powerball winning ticket that was sold in our region, and I mean close by region. Grand Blanc, Michigan is where it was sold, and that is only a few miles south of us in Flint. Very few. In fact, I used to live in Grand Blanc when I first moved into this market here back in the late 90s. So I've been to that particular market where that winning ticket was sold for $842 million jackpot. Rick is here. Good morning, Rick, and Nancy Joe, and Chris from New Mexico, one of our regulars, is here. Looks like Crustacean Chris has also joined us. Also, Ron Evan, I believe is how you'll pronounce that, even though it's all run together. Looks like that's the way it is. And so good morning or good day to all of you. I have to make sure that we know that normally on TikTok we have a huge international audience, people that TikTok is just routing to us like they're doing lately. They've been doing it a lot, routing people just to a lot of live stream broadcasts that maybe you would never have seen otherwise. So welcome to those of you who would never have seen us otherwise if it weren't for the fact that TikTok wants you to see us. We're going to hang out with you for as long as you'd like to hang with us for up until about 8 o'clock Eastern time. Right now it's 7:03. Boudreaux is here, also Jeremiah, and also John Dixon. Good morning to all you guys. And Jekyll Hyde. Ooh, that's scary. Thank you. Welcome. John, good morning to you. And also John Dixon. Good morning to all you guys. And Jekyll Hyde. Ooh, that's scary. Thank you. Welcome. John, good morning to you. And to Gary Norfolk, I believe, as that was. It's hard to read some of these because the type is so small. 31 degrees Fahrenheit right now, and it's going to be about 37. Here in Michigan, the winter has started off very, very calmly. We're expecting we'll get stuff later, but maybe tomorrow some snow. But so far, it's been a really, really mild start to the winter. It was 50 plus on Christmas Day. That kind of thing almost never happens. Good morning, Eric Massey. Good to see you. That Powerball ticket was sold in Grand Blanc, Michigan, which, as I said, is just south of Flint. $842 million jackpot. And if that particular winner chooses the one-time lump sum payment, which the winners usually do with that, it'll be $425 million and change. Mark, good morning to you. Welcome to us. Welcome from us to you. Good to see you here. We are also celebrating in this area, for those who are football fans of the University of Michigan, a big win last night in the Rose Bowl, college football playoff semifinal game. It was the Rose Bowl that was one of the designated games this year for that, and they have moved on, the Wolverines have, to next Monday's championship game against the University of Washington, who won in the Sugar Bowl. What's join profession? What's join profession? I think which translates are. I am a radio newscaster. I do news and traffic from my home studio here in Flint, Michigan, USA. I'm actually a little bit north of it. I'm not in the home studio. The studio itself, where Johnny and Steph are, and they'll join you in a second, is just south of us a few miles. And they'll be chatting with you about what's going on here in just a second, including, I think, he's going to talk about some new laws that kick in this week, maybe even today in Michigan in some cases. Let's see what they're doing right this moment, though.
103.9 The Fox.
I'm just going to write another song. They're kind of easing, Johnny certainly is easing back into the week because he's been away for over a week now, taking vacation time. One of the things we normally do when we get into the start of our broadcast, our live stream here. Good morning, Pat. We have an opportunity to give you a smile source, and it comes from our 365 Dogs calendar, which is brand new. We just started the 2K24 one just this morning, actually. And so our January 2nd dog that we're looking at and giving you a chance to smile at is named Athena. Athena is an American Staffordshire Terrier who lives in Hawaii. Kamoewa, Hawaii. This is Athena, smiling at you so that you can smile back. Morning, Anna. Morning, Anna. And to Mike. That is Athena. There you go. Lana and the family. She's cute. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Absolutely. We are very enthusiastic in the support of animal welfare on this particular live stream. Dogs especially, because their entire life purpose, life mission is to just love you and nothing more. They need you, and they want you all the time around, and they love you. And Ronnie's here, and Nearly Brilliant is here. Good morning to you guys. Good day. By the way, those Powerball numbers, just in case you think maybe that you won something. Somebody in Grand Blanc won the $842 million, but a lot of smaller prizes. A lot of smaller prizes also are able to be won. That's the kind of the redesigned Powerball, so that the jackpot gets higher and thus entices more people to want to play, but it also gives you a chance to win a little bit more often at the lower levels. 12, 20 is more people who want to play, but it also gives you a chance to win a little bit more often at the lower levels. 12, 21 are the numbers that win for you if you have them all. And if you have just some of them, you still can win some money. In fact, there were some winners yesterday. For example, Florida and Texas, there were 2 tickets that won $1 million for matching all 5 white balls. And no, let me amend that. They actually won $2 million because they also used the power play option. You'll need the big prizes. Well, you know, if you win the smaller prizes and then you save some of that, invest it, whatever, it can multiply for you. So it's sort of like what happened with this particular case. Whoever played the power play option in Powerball, they matched all 5 white balls, but they also used the power play option, which doubles your winnings. So you got the million. And there were Florida and Texas tickets that did that. California, Connecticut, Florida, and Maryland each won all 5 balls with 1 ticket in each of those states to win the $1 million prize. So congrats to them too.
How much will minimum wage be?
It's going from $10.10 to $10.33 an hour. Don't spend that 23 cents an hour all in one spot. Pay rate for minors age 16 and 17 will also increase to $8.78 an hour. And tipped employees get an hourly rate of $3.93. This is the only one of these of the new laws to take effect yesterday, January 1st.
Oh, okay.
Okay, gun laws coming up. Gun laws, we'll have new laws on background checks, concealed carry.
My hair is flowing like an Alaskan river thawed out by spring. Yeah, okay, I'll go with that.
Governor and a number of others have passed a number of rules, and it's including mandatory
15 right now in New Jersey, Tina says. Christina Ferreira here, also Bob, good morning, and viewer 977, and Mia.
I don't understand this one. I need to find out more about this. It allows 16-year-olds to pre-register by requiring the Michigan Department of Education to work with the Secretary of State to coordinate on eligibility and material, whatever that even means.
Oh, 15 is the minimum wage for New Jersey, okay.
When they're 18.
Is this, what, practice rounds?
I don't understand. I have not heard any talk about this at all.
No.
There's no more right to work in Michigan. Previously, right to work allowed those who worked in unionized places to receive coverage from the union without having to pay the dues or fees. That has been repealed. Let's see what else is going on. The Prevailing Wage Act returns. For those of you in the contractor business, you know what I'm talking about. We'll just skip over that one. Repealing of the 3rd grade reading law. Previously, if kids in school were struggling with reading and writing to the point that they were more than 1 grade point or 1 grade level behind, they would be held back. This law is no more. They're not going to hold the kids back now, I guess. Let me see what else. And that's about it. Those are the main ones.
All right.
That are changing in Michigan. So that's what you got to look forward to. And no, the Powerball will not be available for you to win. Well, it's available for you to win, but not at the ridiculous heights it had gotten to $842 million, because that got won.
It did.
1 ticket was sold for the $842 million multi-state Powerball game. 1 ticket, 1 winning ticket was sold, and it happened in Grand Blanc at the Castle
And that's
shop.
on the Food Castle, right?
Castle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if if you buy your lottery tickets at the Food Castle, better check them this morning. I do know the numbers, by the way. At least we can get them for you, just in case you're wondering what they would be. They are 12, 21, 42, 44, and 49, and that Powerball was the number 1 Powerball. Okay? So,
And somebody won it in Grand Blanc.
all right, let's just listen, see if we hear a scream.
A scream?
No, not yet.
No?
Okay.
Uh-uh.
So maybe they haven't checked their tickets yet. But somebody out there is holding on to $842 million, a $400-some million option.
425 million if you take the lump sum. It may be months before we find out who won.
If they're smart, yeah.
Yeah. Usually the big winners, and of course Michigan is one of those states where you do have to come forward if you win. Not all states are like that, but Michigan is. But they always get behind the scenes with all of the professional people, financial people, to get their financial ducks in order before they come forward.
And buy that house in the Caribbean so you can be there when the announcement is made, because you don't want to be anywhere near your house. I mean, everybody fantasizes about this, right?
Oh, my Lord, yes.
So the fantasy for me is that, like Hal says, you take months to get it all figured out. Because I'm going to give 99% of it away anyway. But just get it all figured out. so you know where everything's going, so you cannot be swayed by, hard luck stories.
And all of a sudden you find you have an old friend you haven't heard from in years named Johnny
Exactly.
Burke.
Which is why, which is another, oh yeah, and by the way, I have a child by you. Yes.
Yeah.
So that would be, get all that in order and purchase a home, literally, like I just said, somewhere in the Caribbean, somewhere outside of the United States, where you could go and hide.
Yes.
And go and hide and then say, okay, I'll come forward now. Nobody can reach me. Change all your cell phone numbers, just family members have them. Of course, family members can be enough of a pain.
Yeah, they'll be the worst.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
But doesn't the Food Castle get a nice chunk of change
they
too?
get like $1 million or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, it's crazy, but they'll get some sort of amount. I don't remember how that is figured out, but
And a lot of extra business.
yeah, I think it's $1 million though. I think they will get $1 million.
Okay.
I think if I remembering this correctly, I'll have to do some double checking, but I'm pretty sure. So if you know the owner of Food Castle, that's another bonus for you today as you're waking up in 2024. 7:14.
Are you hosting a non-profit charity event?
Yeah, the store that sells the winning ticket does get a healthy sum, so they do share in the riches. Let's see, what's going on here? I'm going to get to the traffic because that's one of the things I'm doing while I'm here. Dave Moore can't wait for the reparation tree. Yeah, okay. Earl Huff, good morning to you. Welcome. And Trish, thank you so much for following us. Love to see you around here more and more often. We are on TikTok every Tuesday doing this live thing from our studios, my home studio. And we call it the Hal Hole, by the way. My name is Hal, and the folks who are here are the Hal Raisers and the studio. And we call it the Hal Hole, by the way. My name is Hal, and the folks who are here are the Hal Raisers, and the studio is called the Hal Hole. The studio that is the main one is called Foxhole Studio on the Foxhole Morning. There's a lot of people that think we have too many holes on our show. JP, good morning to you and to Tom. Be well, Dave. Be well. Trying our best. Well, trying our best.
The holidays start here at Kroger with a variety of options.
Did I see your gifts? I did not, Chris. Kent, good morning. If there are gifts coming, thank you for forwarding those. One of the things about it, I'm trying to get a lot of things done at the time, and if there are gifts coming, thank you for forwarding those. One of the things about it, I'm trying to get a lot of things done at the time, and I'm not able to watch this. One of the things about it, I'm trying to get a lot of things done at the time, and I'm not able to watch the screen as much. And I don't understand, frankly, what a lot of them are. I appreciate any gift we get, of course, but I'm not sure the significance of any or all of them. Number one gifter badge, Chris did. Wow. Look at you. Ken Campbell, welcome to you and to Big D. We're going to do traffic in a second here. A couple things going on. Fortunately, not a whole lot of crashes. The roads are not in bad shape this morning. Gary Joseph, hello to you. Good morning. I say good morning because we are in the start of our day. A lot of people that are tuning in are elsewhere in the world and either are in the middle of their day or perhaps finishing it up. We are just starting. It's only 7:16 in the morning here, Eastern Time. Kyler, hello, Kyler. Gifts on tech, yeah, that's what I understood. That's what he meant, Tina, but I don't understand what those gifts signify, frankly. That's one thing about this that I've never really been able to figure out. I'm glad that they do it and they're enthusiastic enough to participate in that way, but I don't know the meaning of them. Gerald, hello to you. And to Gio. Jeremy Miller, hello to you also. Dan, Brunette, and Gambler 033. Good to see you on this fine Tuesday starting a brand new year. Have you, since it is a brand new year, made yourself any resolutions? Yeah. Well, we are crash free at the moment, but we're still looking at other problems. Thetford Township along the 14,200 block. Keep an eye out. We have a power line down there that's in Thetford Township. Also, a disabled vehicle in Flint Township at Gilbert Road at Beach Road. And the Bay City, the Independence Bridge in Bay City is going to close today for the rest of this week for some repair work. It'll last until around Friday afternoon at 5. So be aware of that if you're heading up in Bay City that way. If you spot traffic trouble anytime, give us a call at 810-230-WRSR. That is 810-230-9777. And be sure to get that Vehicle City traffic info whenever you need it at classicfox.com/traffic. Be a traffic tipster right here on 103.9 The Fox.
Traffic is a service of Pick Landscape Supplies. As temperatures drop, don't find yourself in a thick and slippery situation. Pick Landscape Supplies now
Help me get
offers
paid on
non-filtered
TikTok. Ooh,
bags or
well,
bulk
first of all, cool. That would be neat.
or
I
commercial
keep flying in the
removals.
face of that, though. The last 2 weeks I have gotten to the point where I couldn't be monetized because I have violated copyright rules. And if you've been with us like you have for so long, you know I do that routinely.
We've got a lot of movies and entertainment I think you're going to be interested in.
Awesome.
We'll run the list out for you coming up here on 103.9 The Fox.
See, I'm doing it again. Hello, Mel. One of the things that's happened over the last 2 weeks, one of the things we do at the end of our TikTok, because TikToks do not offer replay for anybody who's been watching us, I then upload what we did today on this live onto my YouTube page. So later on today, if you're interested in seeing any of this over again, you can on my YouTube page. In the last 9, 10, 12 weeks, we've done that. But the last 2, we have violated copyright rules by playing a little too much music on this thing, which TikTok's fine with, but YouTube is not. So if we go to YouTube and we wind up putting our replay there, we don't get monetized. That's how we get penalized. If we were going to get monetized, it wouldn't happen because of that. They would cut our pay, so to speak. Yeah, unless we cut that particular part out, the offending part, which basically means that copyright material was broadcast on our live stream. They don't want that. Ever. Jay Pelk Silver and Brenda Burnett, good morning to you guys. Mike Hayboy and user 65, etc. Stacy O, hello to you. Tracy Holyfield, hello to you also. Welcome to our little soiree here. Dennis Miller and PK, hi to you. Good to see you guys. John and Brenda Burnett, hi. Good morning. Good day. All right, we told you about Powerball and the fact that somebody has won that from our area, which is really exciting to a lot of people around here because everybody figures they know that person. They hope they know that person. And they hope they're friends with that person, as you might if you realize that somebody in your midst is suddenly a multimillionaire. Johnny talked about there being some new laws in Michigan. There are also, with the start of the new year, some laws that are kicking in, brand new, that are in other states. Grant Robinson, hello to you. Among the notable state laws that take effect early this year, Texas's public colleges now must comply with a newly signed state law banning diversity, equity, and inclusion offices on their campuses. California will officially mandate gender-neutral toy aisles for large retailers. That law states that retail stores with 500 or more workers must sell toys and child care products, excluding clothing, in a gender-neutral section that is labeled at the discretion of the retailer, regardless of whether they've been traditionally marketed for either girls or for boys. New Jersey, we have New Jersey represented. There is a new law kicking in there, joining dozens of states and allowing pharmacists to administer self-administered hormonal contraceptives without a prescription. That's starting up in New Jersey. Illinois became the first state, of course, to pass a law penalizing libraries that banned books last year, as that was an issue. But now the governor, J.B. Pritzker, who's a Democrat, signed a bill in effect that makes public libraries in Illinois ineligible for state funding if they ban materials because of partisan or doctrinal disapproval. Hello, Tess. Welcome to you. Good to see you. Sheila Murray, hi there. And to Joyce, hi to you. What do you think about the 49ers? Fame 5150 wants to know. I know that they're going to be tough. I know they get a week off when the playoffs start, and I know the Lions have a chance to play them. For the first time in many years, the Lions are a playoff team. And the people here in our area are excited about that because they haven't seen a champion since 1957. They haven't seen a playoff win since 1992. This is the first year since 93 that they won the division. But even that year, they didn't make it past the first round of the playoffs. Michigan did win the Rose Bowl, going to the championship game in the college football playoff next Monday night in Houston against the University of Washington. Tommy Machete and Lyle Salmon, hello to you and to Walker. And to Jean Bursey Hennon, welcome to you. Nice to see you joining us today. Jean and Michael. We're getting a lot of folks that are gathering around, finding their vantage points, getting their favorite beverage, and hanging into our show, the Foxhole Morning Show. My name is Hal. We're in my home studio with news and traffic, and here's some more from the air from Johnny and Steph. Nothing. Music. A chance for us to, again, violate copyright if we played too much of it, so we won't. Bill V., hi there. And user 2664, etc. Good to see you as well. So have we made resolutions for the new year? That seems to be a popular thing. People have a chance to make the new year a chance to be a new you kind of thing. Hello, Red Bob and Maddie. Are you one of those? Have you made a resolution to do anything to better yourself in your life? If so, do you think that you're going to keep it for any longer than maybe the first week? Hold on a second. Okay. Jake Dempsey here. Hi there, Jake. And to Debbie and Lorraine, hi there. Let me give you a quick check back in recent history. So many people, when we talk about New Year's resolutions, resolve to get healthier, exercise more. That's a popular one. Going to get healthier, going to lose weight, going to exercise more, da 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 da. I see American Dan here with us. Good morning. Howard Berkowitz, hi there to you. Look at that. Tina's already her best, keeping that for next year. That's a way. Yep, Tina lost a bunch of weight, so she's in great shape. I think that's terrific. So, is in this reality Trump is president? No. Red Bob wants to get rid of the stomach. That can be attained. I found, firsthand knowledge, you can do that as long as you're patient enough to wait it out a little bit and just do a little bit at a time. You can do that. I did that over the course of about 2.5 years on this live stream. It was over on Periscope at the time. But what we used to do was every Friday, we used to do a weigh-in in front of our live audience on Scope. So lots of eyes were watching. And I would be embarrassed if I didn't lose a little bit of weight. And we were taking all kinds of healthy eating approach, which basically meant counting calories, denying nothing that was a favorite food, denying nothing. Everything that I loved to eat in the past I was going to continue to, just more moderately. The result was a 50-pound loss over the course of that 2.5 years, 50 pounds. Was always excited about that. So it can be done. But there are some people who want to take that into account when they go to exercise. And here's the thing. I have a gymnasium. We have a gym that's right nearby here, very close. And back before the pandemic, I had a dog, Black Lab, named Denver, who used to get out with me at 4:30 in the morning on weekends. We used to go out and walk. He wanted to be first up, first out, so we'd go out and walk. And you would never see anybody outside this gym, even though it was open 24/7. You would never see anybody outside there early in the morning, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, ever, until the first of the year, when the resolutions started to kick in. And then all of a sudden, we walked by one Saturday morning, and I remember seeing 8 vehicles in front of that gym. There were people in with this new year, I'm going to get healthier, resolution on their minds. 8 vehicles were out in the parking lot that first weekend. By the second weekend, there were none again. None. They had decided that early on to kick it away. We can't keep up with this. That's just too much discipline. We can't do that. So if you make a resolution, I don't even call them resolutions, I call them a goal, and make it reasonable. You know what you're capable of doing. You know what your patience level is. You know how far you can take it. Keep it within reason. A lot of people really want to go to an extreme, and that's where they lose out. They just don't have the discipline. Unless you've got a lot of people, and this is where it helped me. Because we were doing it on this live stream every Friday, I got a whole bunch of people who were here regularly, who were watching every single Friday, encouraging, pushing, wanting to make sure that everybody was watching and making sure that, okay, so you didn't get it this week, but that doesn't mean you won't get it next week. You just keep sticking with the plan. Stick with the plan. It was stay the course. That was always the familiar. I had a coach that was doing this with me. Stay the course, saying that. And it worked. It worked. As long as you've got support. If you've got support, somebody backing you, somebody encouraging you, somebody pushing you gently, you can do it. You can do it. Absolutely can. Hello, Rawhide Mogul. Start off slow, Red Bob. You're right about that. You start off slow. Don't try to jump in both feet and expect that it's going to work right away. And that's the other thing, is that there are going to be weeks where you plateau. You just absolutely don't lose anything, no matter how hard you work. It's not a straight down line. It's a graph where there's down, and then there's kind of up, and then maybe a slight up, and then down, and then maybe a slight up, and then down noticeably. And if you maintain that mental toughness, that you know that a week or two is going to go by where nothing's going to happen, but the following week or two, you'll be killing it again. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Week or two is going to go by where nothing's going to happen, but the following week or two, you'll be killing it again. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. I mean, this is all spoken from experience. First-hand experience right here doing. I mean, this is all spoken from experience. First-hand experience right here doing this on this live stream. And I wish all the best for any of you who want to do that, who want to try to better yourself when it comes to your health, losing weight, whatever, as long as you have the discipline to do it. And you keep coming back here. In fact, if you do, you keep coming back here and reporting it every week here on TikTok or one of the other live stream platforms. Join us every day that we're on, because we're on 4 days. Coming back here and reporting it every week here on TikTok or one of the other live stream platforms. Join us every day that we're on, because we're on 4 days a week. Facebook on Mondays, TikTok Tuesdays, Instagram on Thursdays, at @HalMoss_news. That's my Instagram page. You go there, and follow me. That will notify you when we go live at 7 a.m. Eastern every Thursday morning in that case. And then on Fridays, we're on Twitch and on Facebook as a split multicast for both of those. So you join us as often as you can and report your progress. We'll keep encouraging you every single step of the way. Hello, Diane, and to Patrick also. Welcome to both of you. So make that deal, and we'll be happy to help you along the way and congratulate the heck out of you when you attain your goal, whatever that goal might be. Hello, Olivia Reynolds. Nice to see you. Welcome to this little fun time that we have behind the scenes of a live morning radio show. 103.9 The Fox. It's a classic rock radio station here in Flint, Michigan, USA. And we can also invite you to download a live mobile app. 103.9 The Fox mobile app. Classic rock music 24/7. Is it just you, or does the stream keep buffering? Well, it might be just you this time. Is it continuing to buffer for you, Tina? You have any problems with it? Allegedly Unacceptable is here, and so is Jersey Guy. Hello, Jersey Guy. We got a Jersey gal here watching. Nearly Brilliant is here. You'll make it. Hang on. You're Nearly Brilliant. You'll get there. Hello, Cherie CM3 and Brian 84002. Lisa Coleman, hello to you. Documenting Austin, good to see you. El Razalaz, hello to you. Lots of people joining us only because there's some buffering on 4's end. His name is John here, John Bobbitt, but we call him 4. He's one of our regular folks, local, lives here in Michigan and not far from the radio station, actually, just a few miles away, and joins us most of the time. And if you are a fan of putting cabbage in your diet, he will be your best friend for life. Jean Perro, hello, Jean Piero. Mel says a little bit, but not bad. William, good to see you. William Lettich, Bill. We do this live streaming thing just kind of help get you in the mood for the day ahead. It's a wake-up show on the radio, and it's kind of a wake-up live stream, which doesn't necessarily help a lot of times if you're just ending your day. We're maybe making you go to sleep with a better frame of mind. If you're one of those who's just ending your day, that happens to a lot of folks in Australia when they join us. Hello, Mike. Good to see you. And also Carolyn White, some of our new arrivals. And again, it's because in many cases, TikTok is routing you here whether or not you want to be here. I noticed that in my TikTok feed several weeks ago, that they started making it an attempt to make people see various forms of live stream casts in their feed when they're just mindlessly scrolling through for all the cute dog videos and stuff. By the way, I have a few of those. My guy Jacko is he's a star on this thing. But no, watching something on video is kind of weird. But at any rate, they send you over here just to give some exposure to the live broadcasters at this hour of the morning. It's kind of a funky time of day to be live streaming here in the United States. Anyway, people are just getting up, they're busy, everything going on, and don't have time to do much other than listen to Johnny and Steph, so let's do that now.
Is that a Christmas sweater you got, Joe?
Yeah.
Joe from the Anything for a Buck sales department just walked in here talking about Fox Half Off Deals and FoxHalfOffDeals.com here in just a moment. But I was just saying here off the air how on Christmas, of course, after the week after Christmas, we were all at church and everybody's looking around to see everybody's new outfits. So trying to figure out, and how many people still had tags on them. And I was one of them. I was sitting there, people, something is itching.
Itching?
And, oh, it's a damn tag. I still have the tag on. Because it's only like 2 days a year that I look really respectable with brand new clothing.
Yeah.
When my wife buys those things for me.
What's the second?
Mike, it's 4 a.m. there. What are you doing up at 4 a.m.? Are you just getting up or are you just going to bed?
Brand new clothing.
I would imagine sweater and ties.
Yeah. I got, well, what, for me?
50 degrees in New Mexico right now, balmy. Hello, JBT.
I have a billion times.
Philip Reynolds, nice to see you. And Stephen Collins, hi there.
But there's just not a lot of use for them anymore.
No, I used to have ties for like every occasion, for like Christmas and Halloween.
Brian Hendricks, they're talking to one of our sales executives about some of the things that we offer. We have a thing called Fox Half Off Deals, and so if you go to our website, which is classicfox.com, 103.9 The Fox, that's our streaming audio, but if you want to go to the 103.9 The Fox website, you will be able to see some of these half-off deals that we have for some of our local businesses. And it's an advantage to be able to get involved and take advantage of those. Anthony Bradley, hi to you. Good to see you on this Tuesday morning, mental Monday for a lot of us who had yesterday off. Yesterday was the second of 2 consecutive 3-day weekends for our morning show and thus our live stream. Because, of course, radio in its modern day form allows for, because of computerization, the folks who do live radio to take the day off, which is something that didn't happen when I got into this business 50 years ago. Every single moment of a radio station's existence on the air in those days had to be covered by a live human being in studio. There was no such thing as automation, no such thing as computers running a radio station at that time, and I remember working lots and lots and lots and lots of holidays. Lots of Christmas mornings, lots of New Year's days, lots of New Year's Eves. Hello, Finest. Good to see you. Mr. Sparky, nice to have your presence here. We have certainly gone a long way in our business from those days when everybody had to be filling a live morning, afternoon, evening, in many cases overnight shift on the radio. Somebody had to be there running things. But, hey, everything moves on. The downside of that is the fact that while the radio may sound decent to the listener, a lot less jobs available than there used to be in this business. Brad and Striper, hi to both of you that have joined us. And Sean as well as William are here. Another thing that's relatively new to the scene here is to let our faces be seen so prevalently from radio. Used to be able, the beautiful thing about radio is that it was theater of the mind, and we didn't necessarily have to have our faces shown, and you could imagine us being the most handsome or beautiful version that you wanted of us, just based on what our voices sounded like on the air. That's no longer the case. Everybody on the radio is as visible as everybody everywhere else. And so we take it an extra step and take it into this live streaming little foray here, so that on at least 4 days a week here, you're able to see what we're doing, because we're showing you a little bit of a behind-the-scenes look at the show and chatting with you so that you can get yourselves underway in the most pleasant possible mindset. Joseph, hi to you. And to Krager. Nice having you here, too. Hopefully you guys will stick around for a while now that you've found us, whether it's by accident or you actually intended to be here. Most of you, I know, didn't. Junior Hawkins didn't, I'm sure. No, neither did Linda Bacall. Hi.
Happy New Year from 103.9 The Fox.
Brutus Buckeye. Ooh, tough year for you.
I almost said Fox. I almost said
From 103.9 The Fox.
Brutus Buckeye. Ooh, tough year for you.
I almost said Fox. I almost said.
Around 7:45 Eastern Time, called Steph's Fox Flashback. Hello, Graham Cracker. Happy New Year, Heather. Welcome from Virginia. Our favorite. She's our favorite ex-Marine. Well, no, I'm not going to say ex-Marine anymore. That's my one New Year's resolution. I promise not to call Heather an ex-Marine, because there really are no such thing as ex-Marines. Once you are, all the time. But she's still one of my favorites, no matter what. She's been with us for a while. Ever since before she was in the Marines. What's the weather like in Virginia today? Hello, Andrew, y'all. And by the way, Happy New Year to you and the girls. And the kids. We're talking about New Year's, either resolutions or goals, whatever it is that you want to call it, that you've decided to set for yourself now that the New Year's kicked in. If there's anything you want to do, hoorah. That's what they call it, I guess. That's how they say it. Hoorah. 57-ish and sunny. That's good. That's nice. Did you guys have a real mild Christmas also, like we did here? I'm sure you heard about that, because you got all kinds of contacts back here in Michigan, where you used to live, where it was over 50 degrees on Christmas Day. White Christmas was just a fantasy for people that day. Hello, user 402. And more numbers beyond that. Oh, yes. Yes, you did. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. The forecast for this season, this winter season, which has 77 more days left in it before we turn over to spring, for those who are counting, is to be fairly mild by comparison to many winters. This is supposed to be a relatively, we'll get our share of snow, might even have some more afternoon according to the forecast, but our forecast is supposed to be winter's going to kind of take it easy on us this year. Genesee Township, we have a crash reported along the 6300 block of Mount Morris Road, and at the moment that is the only working crash seen. All the other freeways are working real well, and they are moving along well and unencumbered. In Bay County, Bay City, the Independence Bridge is going to close today for the rest of this week for some repair work until 5 o'clock Friday. Be advised of that. If you spot traffic trouble in any form, be it a crash, unusual delay, unusual debris in the road, give us a call at 810-230-WRSR. That is 810-230-9777. And get that Vehicle City traffic info anytime you need it from ClassicFox.com/traffic. Be a traffic tipster right here on 103.9 The Fox.
Traffic is a service of Thick Landscape Supplies. As temperatures drop, don't find yourself in a thick and slippery situation. Thick Landscape Supplies now offers rock salt in bags or bulk, available for home or commercial snow removal. Keep your driveways and walkways clear this winter with Thick Landscape Supplies.
The Foxhole Morning Show on 103.9 The Fox. Steph's Fox Flashback.
The first one of 2024. I'm pretty excited about this one. In the United Kingdom, this band's records were released.
Flashback.
The first one of 2024. I'm pretty excited about this one. In the United Kingdom, this band's records were released
Bob
under the
Hines.
name of the American Amboy Dukes because of the existence of a British group with the same name.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And the band's name actually comes from the title of a novel written by Irving Shulman. So that's just kind of weird timing.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. It's the title track from their 1968 album, Journey to the Center of the Mind, from Ted Nugent and the Amboy Dukes, now on the Fox.
Captain Scotty is here. I used to have that single back in the day.
Amboy Dukes, now on the Fox.
Captain Scotty is here. I used to have that single back in the day. Journey to the Center of the Mind. Ted Nugent is from Michigan. He's living in Texas these days. And shooting things there. Hello, D-May 929. Margaret Clark, welcome to you also on this Tuesday. What did you guys want to know? 929. Margaret Clark, welcome to you also on this Tuesday. What did you guys want to know in 2K23, the year just passed? What was the thing that you needed to know, and so you hit Google real quick to try to find out as much about it as you could? According to Google, now that they've compiled the search histories of everybody, including you, and yeah, they were paying attention to you, even though sometimes you kind of put that in the back of your mind. You don't think anybody's really watching what you're doing, but Google is always keeping an eye on you. And they found out in its year in search that the top searches for the year ranged from the unforgettable pop culture moments like Barbenheimer to loss of beloved figures, tragic news carrying worldwide repercussions. Of course, the Israel-Hamas war was uppermost in everybody's mind. It was the topping of the news trends. The other big news item that people found interesting enough that they wanted to Google as much as they could learn about it was this Titanic-bound submersible that imploded back in June. The devastating earthquakes in Turkey and Syria also were those that people searched for. The most searched person was not Taylor Swift. She was up there, but she wasn't the most searched person because her Eras Tour and ultimately budding romance with a football player, Travis Kelce, and that was a late blooming story just in the last few months. But Damar Hamlin, the football player for the Buffalo Bills, suffered this potentially fatal, but turned out to not be, heart condition on the field during a game back in January. So people were searching him all through the year because he was making this, and ultimately did make this, monumental comeback. Despite this near-death cardiac arrest episode, he still managed to come back and eventually get back in uniform with the Bills. He was the most searched individual from the, top trending persons category. Marvelously Goofy Dad. Are you really? Okay, good to see you, Marvelously Goofy Dad. This again, for those who are just joining us, and a lot of you are, this is 103.9 The Fox. Classic rock music in Flint, Michigan, USA, the home of the formerly crappy water. Leo Dion and a retired Darmy and Jeremiah Johnson. Hi to both of you, all three of you actually now. Lloyd and Mike, hi. The water is now decent here in Flint, Michigan. We had that crisis 9 years ago that took 2 years afterwards to figure out. But for the last 7 years, all the EPA readings of the offending pipes have come in nice and under the required threshold for safety.
So do I, and it's one that just doesn't get enough airplay anymore because it's so old sounding. It's very much a 60s sounding song, but geez, I love that song.
I do too, and that's what this Fox.
Hello, Jim, and one Devil Dog.
And I just think it's weird that, or kind of ironic, not weird, but ironic, that Ted Nugent has always been so famously anti-drug.
Right.
That song, their one big hit, was straight up about LSD.
Yeah, but he didn't write it.
No, but he did not write it.
Yeah, he had nothing to do with the
Yeah,
writing.
Steve
He
Farmer
didn't,
wrote
he didn't
that.
sing it either.
No, but the guitar track was his.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good. And one of my favorite guitar solos too, by the way. I think
Absolutely.
It's a great, very melodic guitar solo. I love that.
Yeah, with Ted Nugent, I think his politics gets in the way of some really, really good music.
Yeah.
You kind of forget about that. So this morning with the trivia question, you are playing for a pair of tickets to see Peter Frampton
Holy moly.
up at Soaring Eagle on March 16th if you need a date for that show. I'm it too. So I'll just throw that out there. I've never seen Peter
I love
Frampton
the way you
before.
whore yourself out for
Hey,
stuff.
hey. option.
That's great. That's good. I like that.
So here's your trivia question, and the number you'll need is 810-230-9777. Ted Nugent made a cameo on what TV show in 2001?
Oh boy, I have no clue. I don't think.
It might be a little bit hard for a mental Tuesday, but those of you
Mental
with
Monday, you mean?
yes,
Yeah.
your Google search fingers get it done.
People are having a hard enough time just waking up and deciding they actually are going back to work today, let alone have to answer this question. 810-230-9777 if you want to attempt it. You can take a bad answer at it if you want.
Absolutely, yes.
All right, the question again?
Ted Nugent made a cameo on what TV show in 2001?
Wow. I do not remember this at all. You'd think I'd remember this.
I don't remember it either. It's a good piece of trivia, but I can't take credit for it.
Call now if you think you know the answer.
I mean, we're talking about Peter Frampton tickets, kids. March 16th at Soaring Eagle.
103.9 The Fox. Hello out there. What do you think it is?
The 70s show.
Yes,
It was really?
it was the 70s show, yes.
Oh.
Yep.
Gosh, and I watched that faithfully, and I never
never
saw
caught
that.
Ted Nugent?
No.
I was going to say that cooking show with the fellow that passed away, that took his own life because he was on there, but I couldn't remember the date.
Anthony Bourdain.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one just popped into my head. So, hey, works for me.
What, you mean that wasn't even a Google search?
No, it wasn't.
Well, good
Hot
for
darn.
you. My goodness.
And there, ladies and gentlemen, is our first lie of
Yeah.
2024.
Detroit Lions football is on 103.
Hello, Douglas. Welcome. Good to see you. It's a live morning radio show you stumbled onto with the help of TikTok pushing you here so that you can now see another of the wide array of live streams that are available to you at this hour of the day. Heather is the oldest at her one work. Listen to 90s, 2000s music and the line Cook called. Is that right? The Offspring classic. Oh, and the line Cook called The Offspring called. Is that right? The Offspring classic. Oh, and the line Cook called The Offspring classic rock. Ouch. Well, you know, I mean, Eminem is going to be an oldies act at some point. Everything eventually moves down one notch musically when it comes to the eras. When I started doing this show with Johnny, I don't know if you've been with us, Heather, for a long time, but I don't know if you go back as far as when we started this. Johnny and I started working together in 99 at a station that was with us, Heather, for a long time. But I don't know if you go back as far as when we started this. Johnny and I started working together in 99 at a station that was laying out. Yeah, see that? Something to be one of the elder states people. I'm still trying to get over the fact that there are some people who didn't realize that Paul McCartney played in a band before he became a solo act, and before that he played with Wings. He used to be in a band before that too that, I don't know, not many people remember anymore. Yes, it's wild how fast it happens. You bet it is. Hello, Ritz 0520 and Armando Massa. Welcome. Buenos dias. Good to see you. Brian, hello there. You find as you get older that the older you get, the faster things start to happen. The faster time is going. In fact, I like to say life is really like a roll of toilet paper. The closer you get to the end, the faster it goes. Hello, Johnny 45, or is that 4? No, it's 45. Johnny 45. Howdy. 7:51 a.m. Eastern Time in Flint, Michigan, USA. Live morning radio here with Scott K joining us also.
Check out event pricing on all remaining 2023s. Plus, just announced 0% financing. 0% financing for 60 months, and you get a lifetime warranty. No charge. Lifetime on new and pre-owned vehicles at Grand Blanc Nissan. GrandBlancNissan.net. It's GrandBlancNissan.net. 0% on select models. Qualified buyers.
T. Volkster and Sharon C. 1950, the B-Ball, all of you, welcome to us and our show, our live morning radio show in Flint with Johnny and Steph. Here they are.
On 103.9 The Fox.
Once again, playing a song. Daniel, hello, Daniel. We're going to do news in a minute here. So one of the things I do is news, as well as the traffic reports, and we chat about other stuff with the hosts when we need to. The big story here, and it's overwhelming because it is here, and I mean it is here. It is just a few miles away from us. The Powerball jackpot, which is a multi-state game here in the United States, usually with huge prizes for the jackpot, was won last night. Send scritches to the pupster from you. I will do that, Heather. You betcha. He's a star. And he wants to make sure that people know that. Anytime we're in the car and driving, he's barking at everyone. Barking at everyone, whether they're listening. And they can't hear him in the car. The car is, I know it's not totally soundproof, but you can't really hear him. I was out pumping gas the other day when he was in the car, and he was barking at everybody in the gas station that he was seeing. And I heard it, but barely, and I'm standing just outside the car pumping the gas. So when he lets it go, and he's got this high-pitched kind of like a soprano type of bark for a dog, it's right in my ear, but I'm the only one who hears it. Lets it go, and he's got this high-pitched kind of like a soprano type of bark for a dog. It's right in my ear, but I'm the only one who hears it. And it's right in my ear because he's standing right next to me like a foot away before he starts airing it out for anybody that he will bark at everyone and anyone that moves. Anyone. Hello there, Terry. It's going to be one of those days, too, where he's got to wear his tiger-striped coat that I got him for Christmas. He is going to be anything that's 40 degrees or lower, I put that thing on him. And he's not really crazy. He gives me the side eye every time I put it on him, but he also is appreciative of the fact that, because he doesn't have a lot of hair on him, at least not thick hair, so colder weather is going to bug him. And he doesn't like being out in it very long. Hello, Scotty Helton. Good to see you. We'll be going out there again today. Weather gets bad. He's not wanting to be out in it very long. If it's good, we'll walk miles. He loves to walk, loves to do it, but he doesn't want to be out there if the weather is even drizzly. He hates rain, any kind of precipitation, any form. So we'll be doing that today. Can't wait till we start to get a lot of measurable snow, because it'll happen. This is Michigan, and it's January. It'll happen. And then we're going to have to start getting creative about where we walk, because he doesn't want to walk in the snow. But if there's no place to walk other than snow, well, what are we going to do? Hello, Lori Bork. Nice to see you. Welcome. But that Powerball jackpot of $842 million, it was won last night by somebody here in our area, Grand Blanc, Michigan, which is just a few miles south of Flint, at a store there called the Food Castle, which I have visited when I lived in Grand Blanc years ago. And that particular person, if that person chooses a one-time lump sum payment, will be able to get $425 million and change from that. Hello, JoJo. Back to Johnny and Steph on the air from our studio, as they will tell you.
Hey, song's over. Flint's Classic Rock, 7:55 here. We're sitting in here talking about the new year, talking about our holidays, talking about our families.
Well, I didn't realize I haven't seen you since before Christmas.
Yeah, it's been crazy. But we're all back together. The band's back together again.
Back together.
Hey, another thing that's back together, which I'm amazed. We finally have the inventories back to near normal levels in the car business at Susky, where you'll find.
Oh, that's a great idea, Heather. Putting an old rug down in the grass before it snows, and then remove when he needs to go out. That might work.
Selling over there, but I'll be at Susky today, and I'm usually there on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
If for a larger area would be to park the car on the grass and then move the car when it's time for him to go out. By the way, I have to drive him 8 miles for a bathroom break. This is nuts. He won't do anything in the backyard. I have to take him up to the mall, 8 miles up the street, north of here, in Birch Run. Heather knows where that is. Otherwise, that's where his bathroom break is. Every damn day, 15-mile round-trip drive, just so that he can do that.
Not anymore. We've got bunches, and I mean bunches of trucks and cars. We've got, I think there's a new Corvette sitting there.
Hello, user 257 Plus.
Now you can call me on Camaros coming up
But you know, we may have to adopt that idea of just clearing out an area in the backyard so that he goes there rather than driving him everywhere in 8 feet of snow. It is very weird, Mel. But that's what he is. That's what Jacko is. He's a star. And you have to treat stars like they deserve to be treated. Right? Okay, Rob.
These are brand new designs. So call me 989-BIG-JB-11. All right? The car market
And you can look elsewhere here on my TikTok and see videos of him in action when he's protecting me from when I'm behind the wheel of the car and he thinks somebody's going to attack from 3 miles away. He'll bark at people that are in the car that's next to us at a light. He'll bark at them. He really is a prince. I don't know what his life was like before he came here because he was a street dog. So I have no idea what he came from before, but something must have been. 5 things you should know from 103.9 The Fox, brought to you by Fick Landscape Supplies. As temperatures drop, don't find yourself in a thick and slippery situation. Fick Landscape Supplies now offers rock salt in bags or bulk, available for home or commercial snow removal. Keep your driveways and walkways clear this winter with Fick Landscape Supplies. Well, it's already been a happy new year for one Powerball ticket holder here in mid-Michigan. That ticket purchased the Food Castle at East Grand Blanc Road in Grand Blanc, won its holder an $842 million jackpot. It carries a $425 million cash option. And just in case you haven't checked your tickets yet and maybe shopped in that area recently, the winning numbers were 12, 21, 42, 44, 49, and the Powerball was 1. Also celebrating at the University of Michigan, the Wolverines and their fans, as Michigan beat Alabama 27-20 in overtime last night in the college football playoff semifinal at the Rose Bowl. Wolverines advanced to next Monday's championship game against Washington because in that other playoff game, the Sugar Bowl, the Huskies beat Texas 37-31. Rescue crews still searching for survivors this morning after a 7.6 magnitude earthquake hit western Japan yesterday, killing at least 48 people and triggering fire, power outages, and demolishing buildings. Pistons lost to the Houston Rockets last night, 136-113. Red Wings in action tonight. They'll be skating late tonight in San Jose against the Sharks. And to cap this one off, getting life started not long after the start of the new year is little Paisley Rain Cochran, who became the first baby born at Covenant Healthcare in Saginaw this year. 1:29 a.m. yesterday. She weighs 6 pounds 15 ounces. Her parents are Skylar Cochran and Chance Taylor of Bay City. Later in the day, Ascension Genesis Hospital in Grand Blanc welcomed their first baby of the new year just before 2 p.m., and that was Daisy Reese, born to parents Ashley and Randall Reese of Grand Blanc. And that's 5 things you should know from 103.9 The Fox. Starting off with overcast skies that gradually turn sunny today with temperatures rising to around 37. Winds out of the west-southwest at 11 to 15, gusting up to 25 miles per hour. Clouds return tonight. Will settle in at right around the freezing mark of 32 overnight. Then tomorrow brings a chance of some snow moving in by late afternoon. Cloudy otherwise, 36. Thursday, lots of sunshine, but not terribly warm, only around 29. Right now it's 31 in Flint. In Saginaw also 31.
WRSR Owasso Flint. It's time for the 8 a.m. Foxhole People Poll. Call Johnny and Steph and tell them what you think.
All right, so it's about New Year's resolutions that it really, you can say anything. You can tell us you're not making any.
Thank you, Mel.
Shut up, I don't do stupid things like that. Or you can tell us what your New Year's resolution is. It's serious. Or do like I'm doing. Only New Year's resolutions you can't break.
Can't break.
Yeah, New Year's resolutions you can easily stick with. I said earlier this morning I will drink only quality whiskey this year.
Oh, perfect. All right.
That's one of my New Year's resolutions. I know I can.
That's not a new co-host. That's Steph Barber. She started with us almost exactly a year ago today. It was the brand new year she started in as our new co-host. She had been doing the night show up until then.
10230-9777, the number to call, or you can go to our.
She used to work as a co-host on the morning show of one of our other stations in Flint years ago.
Tell us to buzz off. You're never going to make any New Year's resolutions. It's stupid. Whatever.
Haven't you noticed, though, when you've been watching TV, all of the ads now for all of the fitness equipment and the diets and the apps?
No, Flint doesn't have it, Stump. We don't have crappy water anymore. You can't convince a lot of people in town of that because they were misled for so long. But the pipes have been fixed. They've been replaced by non-leaded pipes. All the EPA testing has come in well within limits. We're good there. 7 years in a row.
Has been arrested after he spent $5,000 at a strip club with the school's
What's
credit card.
devastating about it The one thing that is devastating about it is the fact that nobody who was in charge at the time at any governmental level is being held legally responsible because of a screw up in the attempt to prosecute about 9 people, including the former governor at that time. They made a mistake in the procedures. They tried to indict using a one-man grand jury, which in other cases in Michigan has worked, but for whatever reason doesn't anymore. That was taken out of existence, and somehow the prosecutor's office didn't catch that. And so when they tried to do it, the Michigan, not the U.S., but the Michigan Supreme Court ruled you can't, and they had to dismiss all those cases. So all of these people in governmental levels that had something, nobody really had an overwhelming amount to do with this, but a lot of people had a little bit to do with it, and nobody's paying legally for it. Nobody is facing accountability because of that. And that's the thing that bugs a lot of people. Having people drink bad water and all governments go, well, in this case, I don't know if it was corrupt as much as nobody knew what the other departments were doing. They weren't organized enough to be able to inform other departments that there may be problems. It took the work of a pediatrician, a local pediatrician, who was working with and examining kids in her care that she was looking at on a regular basis, and she saw lead levels in them going absolutely off the charts suddenly. And she had all kinds of concerns, so she went to a lot of government officials, said, you've got to look at this, you've got to look at this. And they wouldn't at first because they didn't believe it. People were complaining, the water had bad smell, it was discolored, but the government was saying, nah, it's all right, it's all right, until this pediatrician stepped forward and said, you look at this. There's all kinds of problems with this. These kids are suffering because of it, and you don't know it. And so they did dig into it, and eventually they figured out what was going on, but it took a long time. Thank you, Heather. It was just, that is the saddest part. It is terrible, the fact that no one's paying for it. A lot of people deserve to, but what can you do? I mean, the law is the way the law is. The only thing you could do is try to make sure it doesn't happen again, or rewrite the law so that this kind of thing doesn't happen again. Anyway, let me give you a smile source to start your Tuesday with, okay? It's a dog by the name of Athena. It's an American Staffordshire Terrier. Lives in Hawaii. Kamehameha, Hawaii. This is Athena. Smile at Athena because she's smiling widely at you, right? Look at that. Look at that. Thank you, Stump Work, for asking about that, because anytime nowadays, Flint used to always get the reputation because of the violence in the city, and there's still that. It isn't to the level it used to be, but there's still that at times. Flint has a tremendous amount of positive stuff happening in the summertime. If you ever come to downtown Flint in the summer, like July, August, there is an enormous, week after week after week, there's some big deal going on. From a road race to this humongous car show to this motorcycle display that they have where they have these contests and stuff for bikers and everything. Every single weekend there's something going on in Flint. Bikers and everything. Every single weekend there's something going on in Flint, but you don't hear so much of that because all of the negative crap overshadows that. The violence, and now this business of the water crisis. We're always going to be associated with that forever and ever. Anybody who doesn't live in Flint is always asking that question. Is the water bad still? So I don't blame you for asking, because a lot of people still didn't hear about the resolution of all of that. Huge farmers market, as Heather points out. See, Heather doesn't live she lives in Virginia, but she used to live around here and knows about all this stuff. Makerspace, amazing food. Yeah, it's all there. It's all there. And so Tina is about to leave because we are. Thank you very much for your attendance and your attention on this TikToking Tuesday. We're going to be back again. Our next live stream is going to be on Thursday. The next time we're on TikTok is a week from today. But we will be back on our live stream at 7 a.m. Eastern Time on Thursday on my Instagram page, which is at Hal Moss, MAAS _news. Follow me there and you'll be able to get notified when we go live with our live stream there. And then on Friday, we'll be on Twitch and Facebook both. Hal Moss Media is my contact name on Twitch. And then on Facebook, we'll be doing a split stream on that. So looking forward to seeing as many of you as possible now that we've managed to at least give you a little bit of a taste of what we do here on a regular basis. We do this all the time. And we've been doing this all the time for 8 years. A lot of people didn't realize that until just lately when we've been kind of touring around the live stream landscape. So we hope that we've made enough of an impression on you and that you can make enough friends here, because there are a bunch of cool people that come here regularly, so that you'll be able to join us on a more regular basis. And again, Thursday is going to be that next time around on my Instagram page at @HalMoss_news. Until we see you then, have yourself a pleasant, peaceful, and productive mental Monday, Tuesday, the 2nd of January, and we'll come back and see you again on Thursday. Okay? Okay.